going on, guys? We're out here in the wild. It's a little nerve-wracking filming in public, to be honest. I'm like a little pea-shy. But we're at Cub. This is one of my local grocers. This is kind of like a Mariano's or a Festival Foods or a Pick and Save, whatever. It's just kind of your neighborhood grocery store. I wanted to do Costco, but it's a zoo. And there's a million people. And I am not at that point yet where I'm comfortable with a lot of people looking at me like, what the fuck are you doing? So we're gonna start here. Also, I generally do shop at Costco, but for certain things like red meat, for example, it's actually, for me, it's cheaper to buy from a local grocer than it is actually at Costco itself. For whatever reason, in bulk, it's a lot more expensive there. But then there's things like chicken or carbohydrate products and frozen fruits, etc., that are a lot cheaper at Costco, and I go for that. So there's some things here that I'm going to show you that I would get on a day-to-day if I was actually just shopping here and not at like a Costco or a Sam's Club. So you might get some information out of it. Some pineapple. I always have it in my diet, even in the off season. Just love it. It's really nutrient dense. Fiber also tastes good. Limes. This really just is for flavor. There's no real reason as to why. I'm one of those people that don't use the dumb little fucking bags. I just kind of throw it in the car. I don't really care. Oh, that's a cucumber. That's not a cucumber. Oh, where's the squash? Oh, lime. So I do zucchini, honestly, because I like it. It's easier on my stomach. When it comes to vegetables, it's really easy to find stuff that just doesn't digest well. Any sort of squash really is good. Same with cucumbers. And then I also do jalapeno peppers, honestly, just for flavor. There's something behind like heat, like peppers and everything that kind of help with weight loss, but I don't know how true that is. So I'm gonna get meat sticks. No, I'm just kidding. I can't have it. Derek would fucking kill me. So when it comes to red meat, there is an abundance of options. It can kind of get confusing. I like to stick to top sirloin, top round. Those are both really lean. They're also similar in price, so they're not too expensive. But for now, kind of where we're getting at in prep, I like doing like 93.7, and then eventually I'll change this to like 96.4 or 97.3. Just a really lean cut. I don't want as much fat, so I'm kind of getting away from anything that's 90.10 to even leaner at this point. All right, so usually I would give chicken, and this is actually pretty cheap, $3.29 a pound. Technically at Costco it's a little cheaper. I just bought like a whole big air chilled bag of chicken at Costco, so I'm not actually gonna buy this today, but if I was shopping here, that's what I would do. When it comes to this, like the no antibiotics, I don't know what the fuck they feed these chickens, but I don't see a difference in how your physique looks eating this chicken versus that. If you notice a digestive issue, sure, change, but if you don't, there's nothing wrong with going the cheaper stuff. All right, so sourdough. This type of bread has digestive enzymes that are actually baked into it. Just with the yeast and the fermentation process, it's actually really easy to digest and it's good on your stomach. Something that you have to keep into consideration though is the type of sourdough and the source that it comes from. If it's mass manufactured, it's not the sourdough you want to go with. Grab the stuff that's from the bakery. So honey, I actually do have this year round. This is my intra workout. So while I'm training, I like to have a fast acting carbohydrate. Just helps with recovery and, you know, shuttles some instant carbohydrates and sugars into your muscles while you're training. So I'll have this year round even while I'm in a deficit. I always buy whatever's the local honey because this time of year with allergies, it actually is better to have honey that the local bees are pollinating rather than stuff that's, you know, mass produced. So this is locally here. I'll have this all year. Don't really have a preference in where the eggs come from. I just don't buy the white ones for whatever reason. I guess the brown egg marketing has gotten to me. And honestly, if I had access to a farm, I would probably just buy it from like a local farmer, but this is just fine. They're fucking eggs. So all my friends really harp on me for this. Buying blueberries from the local grocer, even frozen, is significantly more expensive than it is at like Costco or Sam's Club. But today we're gonna pick up some because I need some. But generally speaking, if you are getting them from like a big box store, it's gonna be a lot cheaper. All right, so coffee. I am a huge coffee snob. I have a Breville at home, which, for those of you who don't know, is a very snobby, fancy espresso maker. I have to have my 0 sugar sweetener as well. So the calories on here are only 15. It's really easy to go way higher than that. And honestly, when we get closer to competing, I'll be cutting this out too. But for now, I have to have it. Okay, so this is usually where I would pick up most of my sauces. Unfortunately, basically everything here is off limits. The only thing that would be considered close are these Japanese barbecue sauces. They're actually really good. They've got like some hint of heat to them as well, but like 30-40 calories. That's too much. I can't have that in the position I'm at, but if you're in a bulk, this is amazing. Personally, the red one's my favorite. It's a little spicier. It's only 35 calories, but for us, we would usually just go with a low sodium soy sauce. So this is gonna have, only 10 calories in it. It has less sodium than it normally would. But the rest of the stuff is pretty much a no. I actually get most of my sauces from Flavor Gang. So specifically the Taco Sanchez flavor, the Orange Dragon, and then Chili Lime, which is the like Benihana sauce. Those three are absolutely fire. And they're low calorie, 0 to 5 calories. You can run that stuff all the way up to a competition, basically. All right, so rice, for me personally, I really like jasmine rice. I have a huge bag at home, so I'm not gonna buy this because the amount of rice that I have at home will last me literally all through prep. But when you're looking at jasmine rice, or any rice for example, it's very important to look at the ingredients, because in some cases they say it's just jasmine rice, but then it has like enriched minerals for flavor or something else that's basically that shouldn't be. I don't trust that shit. Where this is sourced and where it comes from, I'm very specific on making sure that it's just rice. So this is only jasmine rice, so this would be something that'd be fine, but if it had anything else in it, nope. So there's 2 things here we're gonna grab. One, cream of rice, super easy to digest. Now, Flavor Gang makes a cream of rice, which is absolutely phenomenal. It's the best cream of rice product I've ever had in my life. Only problem with it is pretty pricey, whereas this is $4.79. If you go with their product, it's like 20 something, it's just a lot more. This technically has more servings in it too. You can get pretty close with their flavor profiles by utilizing things like stevia, cocoa powder, lemon, stuff like that to try to mimic it. It's never gonna be as good. Cream of rice is also never gonna be as fine. It's a little bit more coarse, but you can still get away with making some creative dishes with it. Personally for me, I use that, and then I'll use a low calorie syrup. So again, this only has 5 calories in it, so almost nothing. I would probably use this up until I'm about a month out, and then I would pull it out just because you want as little of added sugars and shit like that as possible the closer you get if you are competing, just because it helps with alleviating any sort of stomach stress or digestion issues. We want to avoid as much of that as possible, but this is good for now. Dark chocolate chips. I actually have these in my pre-workout. It's just a nice little sweet treat to have, and there's a lot of good benefits actually to cocoa that people aren't really familiar with. So we keep them in. Everybody knows that as an athlete, you need to drink a ton of water. My go-to has always been Crystal Light. The problem is it's sneaky. So if we look at these, so I'll just grab raspberry lemonade because it's one of my favorite. It's only 5 calories, but that's in one stick. So if you're drinking, 2 gallons of water a day, in order to get the real flavor out of it, you're probably gonna go through 6. I mean, it just adds up. Right there, you're at 30, right? And it just continues to compound. And there's other flavors. Where is the... Right here. So like citrus, it says 10. So then you'd be putting like an extra 60 calories in your body. If you're going off of drinking 2 gallons of water a day, adds up. Trick to that is the liquid is actually 0. So go with the liquid, not with the powder. The more you know. Alright, so for this quick trip, this would last me like 3 or 4 days. It came out to $80 now, remember. This didn't include chicken, it didn't include rice, but the amount of rice and chicken that I buy, sure, it'd bring the bill up to like 110, but those 2 items, so I don't eat a lot of it, will probably last me a good week. So I'd say on average, my weekly spend at the grocery store, it's probably around $200 a week. It costs in a deficit, and when I'm bulking, it's, I'm gonna say probably around $350. Okay, so that wraps up our grocery shopping video today. Give you just a little bit of a glimpse of what I buy for a week. This was not as much food as I normally would. Like I said, I spend around $200 a week, but if you like these type of videos, let me know in the comments, shoot me a DM on Instagram, however you feel comfortable. Definitely want to know what type of content you guys like and what you want to see more of. Or if you want to see an actual like Costco video versus just like a local grocery level, whatever you're thinking. But appreciate you guys watching the video. Like, subscribe, comment, do all those crazy things, and we'll see you in the next one.